What's the best marketing? Do you find any investments on the HUD store? Great question. So two awesome questions actually. What's the best marketing? Do you find any investments on the HUD store? So I'll answer the first question. The best marketing is whatever you can actually afford and also whatever is effective. And that's a very general answer, but it really is the truth. So initially, I had set aside some monies when I first started my business about 3 years ago, specifically for direct mail marketing. And I had invested a bunch of money into direct mail and made a decision to pursue that because I was being given that direction, and it was unfortunately not as effective as I expected it to be. So the effectiveness and my affordability was there because I made the decision I would invest some money, and the effectiveness was supposedly there until I proved it otherwise. And so we had very little success, unfortunately, with the direct mail. We quickly, well, not so quickly, I guess, about after a year of trial and error, different methods, different types of leads, different types of mail pieces, different methods to the madness, so to speak, we decided that direct mail was not a good strategic direction for our company to use as a form of marketing. And so in the meantime, I'd already built up a tremendous list of investors, and so I decided to really focus on relationship building and focusing on finding other investors that have investments that are already under contract, properties that are already under contract, deals that can already be done, and partnering up with those investors and bringing together those investors with my buyer network, essentially, investor buyer network, and connecting the dots. And there's different ways of doing that, which I think we've touched upon in previous weeks' discussions with putting certain types of paperwork in place, ensuring that you have yourself protected and that you're doing everything within the bounds of the law. There's a thing called a flex option agreement, which gives you equitable interest and allows you to legally market a property. The rest of the question was around marketing. So what is the best form of marketing? And the answer is, again, based on affordability and effectiveness. Those are the two measures that I use to determine what the best form of marketing is. And so we've eventually, over time, evolved into the most efficient way, in my opinion, and the most effective way for our company, which has been through relationship building, networking purposefully, asking the right questions, meeting the right people, and then connecting the dots. And so basically what that means is, guys, you got to be out there networking. You got to be going to the events like the one I talked about today, the one I'm talking about for next week, the ones that are going on all across the state, all across the country, really, for real estate investing. The best way to build a list is actually just that, to go out and network. The second best way is to actually go ahead and you have a really awesome website set up to attract, motivated cash buyers, investor buyers to your business. And if you guys want to check out the websites that we're using, you can go to jdlventures.com/websites. There's a promo that's going on with that company that we're hooked up with, where essentially if you buy the sites through that link, you will get a discount on what's called the Content Pro plan. It costs about $100 a month to manage those sites. They're fully hosted by the company. There's a tremendous amount of training and knowledge that they have on their platform. The sites that we use in our business, if you want to check out our actual site, you could check out njpropertywholesalers.com. You could also check out dougpayscashforhouses.com. You'll see some of the things that we have as far as how we have our site set up. But basically that site set up, the platform, is available through jdlventures.com/websites. It's a third-party provider that we highly endorse and recommend. So if you're looking for really awesome websites, check them out. And that's going to help you build a list, because now you have a great place for people to find you online, where you can convert, not only attract them to find you, but also convert them into an actual investor buyer for you. So guys, the bottom line is networking is king, in my opinion, when it comes to building an investor list. You have to be able to network offline and online. And so online networking is things like Bigger Pockets, for instance. Bigger Pockets is a great platform where you can meet a lot of awesome people. Some people that are not ready yet to make the decision to buy something, but others that are definitely in a position to buy, and they're buying a lot. So I've seen a mix of different types of investors. We found some new investors, some old investors. We have the resources to put people that are newer in touch with hard money lenders. We have the resources to bring them great deals. So we've actually become sort of a hub for the newer investor in New Jersey to identify how do they get in started into real estate the quickest way. So we offer mentorship, we offer the fund, we offer the deals. Obviously, we offer mentorship on how to run the whole business of a real estate investing business, specifically focused on wholesaling. But we're going to be bridging into rehabbing and buying and holding very soon. And then thirdly, we have the funding aspect. So we help a newer investor learn the business, do the business, build a business, and then actually buy their first handful of deals through the network that we have. So I would encourage you guys to look at that as an aspect in your business. What are you leaving? How are you leaving money on the table in your business? How are you not maximizing the use of your network? In other words, who are the people in your network that you could potentially connect with other people in your network that you could then create a relationship and possibly monetize that relationship in some way, shape, or form? The other question was around HUD. So HUD is a difficult question to answer, honestly. HUD is very sensitive in the sense that once a property goes into HUD foreclosure, essentially, now you have a lot of regulations that you're up against. Essentially, as a wholesaler investor, you have to be very careful how you operate with HUD deals. And all I want to say is that It's my preference not to work on a HUD property if I can avoid it, because what happens is you're not allowed to legally market the property anywhere if you're just under contract on a property for HUD. And while there's people out there talking about how to mitigate those things, you have to be very, very careful. And so when it comes to HUD, I tend to work with other investors that know what they're doing with the HUD system, and I work with them to make sure that they have everything figured out. They're under contract to buy, and they've sometimes already put up significant deposits. And again, guys, I would check with your local attorney to make sure you know what you're doing. I can't really speak too much more about HUD specifically. I don't mean for it to be a black hole, but I just want to make sure you know that it is not something as a newer investor, or even as a seasoned investor, you want to jump right into and just go in full force and effect. You need to be very careful about how you actually end up, doing business on HUD, and especially as a wholesaler. Now, if you're rehabbing or buying and holding, there's really not much to think about, because as long as you're willing to put up $1,000 earnest money deposit, which is typically the minimum required for HUD, and that's what I would suggest you put up, as long as you have the ability to find good deals and analyze the deals, which, by the way, HUD gives you a lot of great information. They give you information about the inspection that was completed by whoever went through the property. It is typically, like, it's a foreclosure, right? So it's typically a better price deal, and a lot of times they'll flex more on the price if they know you're an investor. Obviously, they want to do more business with you. They want to get you a good deal now and hopefully more in the future. So if you're looking to buy a property to fix up, and you're looking to buy a property to hold on to, then HUD is definitely a great place to go. If you're looking to wholesale, I would say it's more like advanced wholesaling, where you have direct relationships. HUD is more or less a more advanced place where you have to have direct relationships with people that I would call your partners, as opposed to your buyers or investors. I would not ever present the fact that you're looking to wholesale a deal, because that's not, in my opinion, the best way to do it, nor is it legal to actually do that. So you have to be very careful.